Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedra Emor. The continuity of the Jewish people isn't dependent on its culture, traditions, or even its rituals. The continuity of the Jewish people and Jewish continuity is dependent on the one thing that makes it unique from all other religions: its insistence on wisdom and understanding. The most important command in the Torah, the one that all others are dependent on, is Torah study. And Jewish continuity is only possible with the success of Torah study. It is the responsibility of the Jewish people to ensure its own continuity, and therefore must do all it can to protect Torah study. Protecting Torah study and guaranteed success requires more than study halls. In this Dvar Torah, we'll look at counterintuitive measures that our Sedra hints to that ensures proper Torah study. Although this week's Sedra discusses the laws of Shabbat, in its laws we find a lesson about Torah study. This Dvar Torah aims to give the reader an insight as to how proper Torah study is acquired. Our Sedra states that for 6 days work shall be performed, but on the 7th day it is a complete rest day, a sanctified occasion. You shall not perform any work. It is a Shabbat to the Lord in all your dwelling places. A Talmudic tool of analyzing the Torah is learning something by inference. While the focus of this section is clearly about not working on Shabbat, the inference is about the other 6 days of the week, primarily that they are made for work. While it isn't a command, it is clear from this verse that while one day of the week is for the rest of Shabbat, the other 6 are for work. In Pirkei Avos, the Mishnah taught, Shemaiah was taught the Torah from Yehuda ben Tavai and Shimon ben Shattach. Shemaiah taught us love work. In his commentary to this Mishnah, the Rambam wrote, work provides perfection to one's belief and the world. Tikkun olam were the words he used in Hebrew. Without work, theft is sure to come. The sages state that even one who does not need to work for income should keep himself occupied, for being idle leads to madness and to lewdness. The Rambam wrote in his other works, anyone who comes to the conclusion that he should involve himself in Torah study without doing work and derive his livelihood from charity desecrates God's name, dishonors the Torah, extinguishes the light of faith, and brings evil upon himself and forfeits his portion in the life of the world to come. All Torah that is not accompanied by work, the Rabbi writes, will eventually be negated and lead to sin. Ultimately, such a person will sin from others. The Rabbi continued, it is a tremendous advantage for a person to derive his livelihood from his own efforts. This attribute was possessed by the pious of the early generations. In this manner, one will merit all types of honor and benefit in this world and in the world to come. The greater sages of Israel included wood choppers, water drawers, and blind men. Despite these difficulties, they were occupied with Torah study day and night, and were included among those who transmitted the Torah's teachings from master to student in the chain stretching all the way back to Moshe Rabbeinu, our teacher, who himself was a shepherd. From God's writings in the Torah, our sages' statement in the Mishnah and Gemara, and the Rambam's many statements throughout his works, it is clear that work is a necessity for any Jew's success. It contributes to a Jew's character, it adds to the Jew's Torah study, and ensures the Jew's continuity. Although it is counterintuitive to suggest that a safeguard for Torah study is work, it is clear that that exact message is the one found in our Sedra. Something to take to heart. Shabbat Shalom.